Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I'm finally back from a 2 weeks absence due to work. As promised, here is the Fire Mage guide for patch 7.25. Fire is still a very strong spec in my opinion. A lot of top-end mages play Fire in Mythic 2 Legendaries, due to the fact that it is still one of the more mobile specs the mage has to offer. Let's not forget that Fire is the only spec that offers a lot of variety, with different openers, rotations, depending on which legendaries you choose to play with. Because I have been switching specs throughout the entire expansion, I don't have every Fire legendary, therefore I will show the basic rotation with and without the legendary bracers, as in most cases this will be the rotation for single target fights. But before we get into that, as always, a brief overview of our stat priority, highest value relics, best in slot trinkets, best tier pieces, and best legendaries. The stat priority of the Fire Mage. First up, I really recommend you guys to sim your character. This only takes a brief period of your time, especially if you're not sure which items are best in slot for you. Should you guys have no clue how to start this whole simming your character process, let me know in the description and I will be glad to make a guide that explains to you how simming works. Okay, back to the stats. Fire is all about crit guys, but thanks to our lovely tier set bonus, we can go ahead and stack less crit and give some love and attention to other stats like haste, mastery, and versatility. What I'm trying to say is that yes, Fire is still based around critical strike, but our tier 20 set bonus with, for example, the Fire Starter talent and the legendary Scourge belt, basically giving us free critical strike rating, therefore crit won't sim as high as before and you can look more into haste, versatility and mastery. Most valuable relics. Pyroglasmic Paranoia is overall the best relic, as it increases our pyroblast damage. This relic works great with the legendary bracers. Burning Gaze increases our fire crit damage, second best in slot relic. Ever Burning Consumption increases our ignite damage, third best overall relic. After that we have Reignition Overdrive and Great Balls of Fire. Don't forget that Fire at Will is also a great relic, but it falls behind when you get the best in slot legendaries. Best in slot trinkets. Like every other mage spec, you might have guessed it, Terror from Below and Tarnished Sentinel Medallion are your best in slot trinkets. Unless you have some crazy Titan Forged Whispers in the Dark or Chrono Shard, the new trinkets from 2 Legendaries will remain best in slot. The best tier 20 pieces for the Fire Mage. For the Fire Mage, the head, shoulders, chest and hands are your best in slot tier pieces. You can of course swap some pieces out depending on your legendary combination. Best legendaries. Fire is a spec that is heavy legendary based, as we all know, changing the rotation and talent builds depending on the legendaries that we use. For pure single target fights, Marquee Binding of the Sun King is best in slot, Shard of the Exodar is also a good choice, but the overall best in slot legendary is the Scourge belt. With the belt you can talent into Fire Starter together with, for example, the legendary wrists. This is by far the most common legendary combination for single target fights. In AoE and multi-target situations, the legendary head will be best in slot. You can even go with the Kil'jaeden's Burning Wish one, but even on AoE situations, the Scourge belt is a good option. The legendary hand can be good if you play the Kindling build. Last but not least, the new legendary shoulders can also be a nice addition. Okay guys, let's go over the talents. So I'm only gonna show you guys a rotation for configuration with Rune of Power or configuration with Mirror Image with and without the legendary bracers. I know you can play with Fire Starter, but Fire Starter is for when you're pushing a mythic and you're using the legendary waste. The only thing that changes when you're using Fire Starter is that you're delaying your combustion when the target is at 90%. So configuration for mythic pluses, normal, heroic, Shimmer, Rune of Power for when you're using the legendary bracers, but do know that mirror image becomes stronger in single target, especially when you have a lot of haste, because that means that your mirror images will do more damage. They will launch more fireballs at the target. Alexstrasza's Fury for AoE multi-targeting. Flame On if you don't have the legendary head and you're doing single target damage, you're using Flame On. Frenetic Speed. Unsealed Magic for single target. Living Bomb for AoE and multi-targeting. Mythic pluses. Same comes with Cinderstorm if you're doing AoE fights. Multi-target fights, you're using Cinderstorm. Meteor for pure single targets. Okay, so guys, I'm going to show you guys then the rotation with the legendary bracers, and afterwards I'll show you guys the rotation without the legendary bracers when I'm using mirror image. So a quick thing about the opener, what you guys want to do is you want to take a pre-pod, precast Pyroblast or Fireball, use your Meteor, Rune of Power with your Combustion. And then if you did get an heating up proc from the Fireball or Pyroblast, you go straight into Fireblast, Pyroblast, Fireblast, Pyroblast, Fireblast, Pyroblast, Phoenix Flames, Pyroblast, Phoenix Flames, Pyroblast. Then normally another Fireblast will be ready. And then you're going into Scorch, get another 2 instant Pyros off. However, if you got a proc from your legendary bracers, you're gonna start hardcasting your Pyroblast right away during your combustion. Like hopefully you get like 1 or 2 procs, that way you can maximize the amount of damage that you do. So I like to launch my Meteor before I'm going into the Rune of Power and combustion combination, because then you don't lose damage, then you don't lose any procs for your instant pyros. Also, I'm not using my second Rune of Power during my combustion window, because that way I also lose time for doing instant pyro casts, and especially when you're doing your hardcasting pyros. So full speed looks a little bit like this, guys. So take a pre-pod, precast, Pyroblast. Second rune. I'll just keep going till the time warp runs out. Okay. So that's the opener, and afterwards you will do your normal rotation of your Fireball into an heating up proc, into Fireblast, and an instant Pyroblast. Do take note that when combustion is about to come off cooldown, that you have at least like 2 Fireblasts, 1 Phoenix Flames, or 2 Phoenix Flames. If you don't have anything, no Phoenix Flames, no Fireblast during your combustion, you can use Scorch to get heating up procs to get an instant Pyroblast. So after that one, guys, now I'm going to show you guys the rotation with mirror images, and then without the legendary bracers, so you guys can see the difference in damage. Okay, so mirror images, equip the bracers. It's like legendary killed, stit stack. Stat stack. Okay. So without time warp, of course, because otherwise we have to wait another 3 minutes for time warp to come off cooldown. Combustion is about to get ready. Okay, so it's the same rotation: pre-pod, pre-gas Pyroblast or Fireball, whatever. Meteor. I got a heating up rock, and then it goes straight into dance. And use Scorch. Okay, didn't get anything. And then it's just Fireball, Fireball, Fireball. Into the normal rotation. There you go. Like, the amount of damage really depends on if you have the legendary bracers, if you have the Scourge belt, and how much time your legendary bracers proc. Because if you have like 2-3 procs during your combustion, you will do so much more damage. It's insane. That brings us to the end of this video. I know, this is always the sad part. But if you want to see more of me, make sure to follow my streams on Twitch, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and most importantly, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.